All right, welcome back. Game number 3, tied up on 1. Spawning here at the bottom central portion of the map. He is truly part of the clan EPS, no longer on Root Gaming. It's the Yellow Zerg player, Petraeus.
The top position as the purple Terran is Krass.
I really liked watching Krass play that game out. There was kind of, we're so used to watching, say, a drop go off on the left while a big attack goes on the right, or the distraction on the right while you attack on the left. You don't normally see like a 40 supply distraction, but that's what Krass was doing. He had a turret on that line, he had widow mines down. So much attention was drawn to that right side of the map that it did give him a lot of free reign on the left, and it was really cool to see him take advantage of that too. At the same time, for Petraeus, I really feel like if he had gone any style other than Swarm Host, he probably would have dealt with that a little bit better.
Yeah, I think so too. Krass reacted really nicely to Swarm Hosts. And it was when he started to do like really small, seemingly dumb attacks. You know, like 3 Marines should not kill just 10 drones in the bottom right. But once that started, that was when Petraeus really started to slip up. Like, Petraeus was doing perfectly fine. He had a supply lead. He was getting back up on the upgrades when it was just a straightforward TDZ. And then he's the one that changed it up. Now, funnily enough, if he does go for Swarm Host again, I would probably like it better. It's still an abusable map as opposed as like in regards of going to the left and to the right. So you would have to be very cautious about stack defense in your natural base if you expand towards the left, which most people do. But it's very, very linear. You know what attack path they're going down most of the time.
Yeah. Again, this is basically 90 degrees habitation station, guys. But the thing, too, is I think this is a little important, especially with the way that last game ended. The gold base is a lot more secure for someone like Petraeus. If he decides to take a 3rd normally, but the 4th at the gold, you can't drop siege tanks behind this. it's air. There's nowhere to land on it. So it would be really cool to see if he decides to opt for something like that. What I would love, though, and this makes me think back to, like, abusive... I know I wasn't a big Brood War guy, but I did play some ladder maps at the time. Do you remember, like, in the old Brood War maps, they would have those spots, like, in the top corners of the map, you could drop, like, a siege tank above, like, a base and, like, really abuse?
Yeah.
I would love if they would do something like that, where there's, like, an island like this dome, right? But there's only enough room for 1 siege tank, so you can't bring Marines, you can't bring anti-air with it. Like, if you want to drop, you had to just do a siege tank.
I think it's Python that, not exactly the same as what you're talking about. It's a base that is on the low ground in the middle of like the 2 main bases potentially.
I've only seen
that was actually
Starbow
terrible.
Python,
Please
so.
Don't do that. It might not have been Python then, because I like Starbow maps are pretty identical to the Brood War maps, as identical as they could be. Either way, don't do that one. That was terrible. It was like Shakira's plateau, except it was like an even bigger like actual base in the middle, as opposed to just an alleyway.
Dude, like what if? Oh, hear me out. Like, what if you could do that right? But there's also like a tiny like 1 grid wide ramp, so you could also do like a Swarm Host drop there. Rally the Locust forward through the funnel.
My face right now is twitching. Anyways.
Please, no, Rifkin, shut up.
No. Someone might take you seriously.
Yeah,
well, T Reapers on this map make a lot more sense than the Expedition Lost.
I've been loving the. I was gonna say, by the way, if you guys play Zerg on this map, 2-base Swarm Host is so fun. I have not loved another map nearly as much as this one.
Okay.
Are you twitching again? You take like Xanax, you like listen to all these things that are just disgusting for Terran.
I found plenty of annoying things every single map and every single race that I've played. I think Protoss right now is my least favorite to play on new maps. Like Secret Spring, I go to defend my 3rd. I just don't know which 3rd to take, first of all. But I go to try and defend it. And the Colossus walk over the ledge of your main base. And they're like, we'll go defend it. And like all the Vikings are there. And I'm like, God. So terrible.
I liked your Colossus impression was pretty good. Like,
we'll just go over and deal with this. It's hunky dory. Oh God, Vikings!
We're Colossus. What do we have to worry about?
Yeah, no, seriously, it's terrible though. Anywho.
Yeah, push coming across the map. I mean, a couple more lanes have followed up. No second gas. Unlikely we'll see an armory. Faster 3rd CC. Krass is going to be putting on a little bit of pressure at the front lines and possibly even killing a queen here.
Maybe. Is Petraeus gonna get in the eyes in this 3rd CC? Yeah, he did. There's like a ling that went through there. I don't know how.
I think it was the Overlord before it ducked out.
How does he keep ducking in? Like, I swear.
Quack?
I guess it's not a very big I guess it's not a very big main, so you really don't have to dug in that far. But we're always surprised the Overlord never takes any heat from a single Marine or anything. But I guess you know what it is? He's been opening up with 2 Reaper, and I'm so used to people opening up with a Reaper and 2 Marines.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot more sense.
He's brought an SCV on the front lines. Now, I'm assuming this is to repair, but yeah, there we go. As I say, it could be something really dumb like a bunker. Still spots you can put it down over here on the left, but with 3 queens out, we should be okay to hold. I'm going to say this name really wrong, but shout out to Anna Dite, I think. Sorry I'm butchering your name. Just subbed to the channel. Thank you very much for that support. Sir or madam. But yeah, so I mean, the Reapers can heal up on their own, and that's okay, that's cool, whatever. But the Hellions usually get so low through this harass, the Queens eventually just win out through the fact that they'll chip them down over time. It's really weird to see them repaired like this, but it is surprisingly effective. I mean, it's not taking much, but it's really out-sustaining the Queens. Normally, Transfuses are the kingmaker in this little dance that we're so used to seeing.
Yeah, this is enough pressure that a spine crawler is desperately needed. A lot more Lings are on the way. 2 more Queens are, in fact, on the way. I guess 1 from the main as well, but he is losing a lot.
Pulling drones is like the same as showing weakness. You're like, I don't think I can hold this, so Krass may have gotten a little bit of confidence booster there. I'm a little bit worried, though, because Petraeus has now had to really invest into the Lings at this point. I mean, yeah, his drone count's already at 57, but he's really had to lay it on thick. No breathing room whatsoever, so definitely this attack is scaring him, to say the least.
Yeah. Damn SCV repairs the low Hellion. It never happens.
I know. When you put them on auto repair, they just end up repairing each other.
Yeah,
that's really irritating, by the way.
Petraeus is just wishing that they would go on a creep so he could surround them and just be done with this headache. Even more Hellions are on the way.
He's lost nothing so far. I want to stress that. Not an SCV, not a Hellion. A lot of them are going to die, like this one here on the front lines with almost no health. He actually pulls that back and sure doesn't target it immediately, but yeah, this is trading out really well for Krass. I can't describe it any better than that. He's not sacrificed a lot through this. You don't cut a ton of workers to get out extra Hellions. I mean, he's gonna lose his first unit here through that SCV. Poor guy.
Basically, what you cut out. Yeah. Well.
He just wanted to repair the Queens.
Oh well. He wanted to help. They're like, you're injured. Let me help you.
Exactly.
No, that makes the SCV sounds like a really nice person. But anyways, what you give up is basically, you know, your barracks timing is probably a little later because you just spent so many minerals, and also you don't put a barracks on the reactor.
Well, that's normally, right? Like, but also normally you don't get this much effectiveness out of the Hellions.
It looks absolutely.
Oh, he's gonna finally surround it. Finally gonna surround
Until
it.
this happens, and then it's maybe not.
I still think it's kind of okay though. He's done enough, and he forced out so much, and he already ate the Banelings with the Hellions. And I was gonna kite down some more Lings as well. Just statistically speaking, there's so many freaking Lings that they're gonna kill a lot, no matter what happens. Normally, you only kill about 3 or 4 because you're surrounded, but. Oh, Krass, man. Even if he loses these 4 Hellions, he's still in a pretty good spot in the game. Third base is pretty heavily saturated up. He's got everything he needs. Production going to be start kicking up here on the low ground. And he's still providing pressure with these Hellions. They're going to finally get cleaned up, but... You know, Petraeus is wasting time dicking around with these Hellions on his side of the map instead of putting pressure on Krass's third. So this, again, has really paid off through many different levels of the game.
Yeah, it has. I'm honestly surprised at how well Petraeus dealt with it. I feel like, you know, different situation, you don't take it seriously, and you do drone a little too much, and that's when they pounce on you and just kill way too many drones to ever survive. But really, despite losing all those Queens and, you know, handfuls of Lings, he's still in a good position for a Zerg player. You know, the upgrades are pretty damn even. The drone count is almost at 80. That's really good. He has mutas out. Like, no drop is able to get off during that time. The Overlord's dying is kind of a bummer.
Yeah, oddly enough, supply blocks Petraeus. Didn't even realize just how bad that was a supply block too. But runs in here without medevac support, so really has got to book it away from the Banelings. The Widowmines are sadly not going off on the Banelings. This one might though. This one might though. Oh yeah, it's a pretty good shot.
A little bit on the Marines too.
But this didn't really distract well enough, right? Like last game, there's a lot of things like the Mutilates getting picked off early. Petraeus wasn't looking, so Krass would pounce on this. Not quite the case this time.
Yeah. And Petraeus can finally, you know, breathe easy. He's just gonna make nothing but units now. That's always a great feeling. I've got my 4th. I have 80 drones. Now let's make some units and start focusing on the actual engagements, which so far have not really happened. These drops, sure, they're engagements technically, but you know, not the posturing with Widow Mines that we're going to see very shortly. It does suck a little that Petraeus' creep spread isn't, you know, a little farther out, but of course so many queens died, you can't blame him.
Yeah, well, not only just died, but they were busy wasting transfuses on each other. There's no energy, even if they didn't. Those Hellions did so much in that early game. And it's still, we're still seeing the echoes of that here and now.
Petraeus, you need static defense at your natural. That is going to be a constant hot spot for Krass's drops.
Yeah, both players on 2-2, by the way. We got, this is the weirdest mishmash of a drop I've ever seen. A couple of Little Wines and Marauder, 2 Marines. I don't know what they're going to get done, but it's this attack on the left side that is certainly going to deal the damage. Spawncar is going to buy a little bit of time. He's on creep, not splitting versus the Banelings, though. Little Wines are not really preset. Picks up in the medevacs, keeps a large portion of his army alive. And that one Widowmine shot was actually fan-freaking-tastic. Other side of the map, I guess there's a small run by Overlings, but that's quickly been cleaned up already. 7 SCVs are all that died through that attack.
Some Banelings. Saw some green goo. Not to be confused with gray goo.
Shut up. Nobody was confusing that anyways. Who's even heard of that game? Ooh, something that would go up in the Mutalisk. Resources lost. Okay. Kind of crazy, kind of whatever, but it's been somewhat even. They've been really going back and forth at it. And even though it looks like oh my god, that is 30 kills! That is 30 kills! Are you serious? Oh, okay, I was gonna say, even though the supply looks pretty good for Petraeus, you know, don't be confused by the links, because instances like that happen where you just take too much damage from an unnecessary shot. But looks like this drop does get cleaned up. Petraeus is kind of being shushed around or shoot around the map, depending if you're asking Zombie or myself. And yeah, he doesn't really have a lot of counterattack potential like on Expedition Lost.
Yo, so when Heart of the Storm first came out, people experimented like a lot with Widow Mines, and I did too. I thought a genius move would be to place them around the map and just try and catch units off guard. It never freaking worked. Yeah, it never worked. People learned like the Overlord speed and Overseers, but it's working for Krass. Like all of these ones that he's forgetting, or just, you know, in a panic, planning down and forgetting about them later, they're all getting like pretty damn good shots.
I'm sorry, I think you said forgetting, but you meant to say tactically placing.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
No, you're right. There's a lot of luck going on for Krass, but he's making a lot of really good moves too. So it's not like this is like all skill, no tear, or no tear and all skill, or whatever the case is. We do have a huge Ling run by to the main though. The Mutos still haven't been cleaned up either. I'm surprised those engineering bays live. So because of this, he's gonna get that +3 weapon upgrade, which is really nice. Petraeus is moving on his way to Hive Tech, but you know, this is the first time Krass has really touched the economy of Petraeus this game. Finally get some drone kills here on the left side.
I'm really confused how many Marines Krass has. Stupid changelings.
Yeah, the purple too, just like the purple color.
Oh my god!
Please! Oh my goodness! It's like Krass. He's like a luck vampire.
How does 4 Marines ever do more damage than any other attack? What is this guy's magic?
I'm telling you, he's a luck vampire. He sucks the luck out of everybody else. Every bad Widowmine we've ever seen out of MMA, it's because Krass took that for himself.
That first game was just him sucking up all the juices, you know? All
yeah,
the luck juices. And now, this is why he's winning.
All luck, no skill. Terran on my right. Oh.
Well, you know, 6 Ultras are on the way, and this is one time where I feel like they're needed, because I've never seen Widow Mines and small amounts of units do so much freaking damage. The Ultras might be a really nice benefit.
I definitely think so, especially with the 3-3 on the way. They're going to take some hits to kill. Widow Mines going to go off a little bit unnecessarily, realizing this repositions them. Needs to save those 4. The Banelings come crashing through. I mean, the damage on an Ultras, the Widowmine damage on an Ultras is not bad, but it's not great because it's not sustainable. That's why Marauder's always going to be king, but trying to clean up the Mutas so that he can pick up and get out of here. It's like focusing on the Stalkers so they don't blink underneath you. Nice moves out of Krass, and he will escape from the clutches of those Ultras.
Please don't forget these Widow Mines, please. Oh, what positioning? Stop.
I am getting so giddy over these random Widowmine shots. It's amazing. Like that 30 kill one was amazing. That's cool. That's highlight worthy, but
no. No! No!
Off cooldown just in time for the Mutas?
Okay.
No.
You noticed. Thank God.
Well, Marauder production has picked up at this point. And we're going to start seeing better ways to engage this, but correct me if I'm wrong, was this not the map that Krass starved out on earlier, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Yeah, versus sort of.
Yeah, so he's definitely going to be keeping that in mind, not to get caught in that same situation, but man, Petraeus put on quite the show right now.
Yeah, these overseers, though. Oh, they're with the ultras.
Mute up, please? What the fuck? There you go. It's one of those moments where you're like, why? Would definitely love to start seeing some creep spread out of these overlords. At least, you know, maybe block out some of the gold bases, make sure that Krass can't so easily expand. We're not exactly at a point where he's expanding like nuts, but as we see, he's still trying to expand in this game. Planetary fortresses all over the map are not going to be fun to deal with, even for something big like an Ultralisk. A minor drop on the other side of the field, but this Widowmine's going to kill the mutas, or a muta. Not bad, not bad. 2 mutas go down through this. Pathogen Glands is an upgrade I like to see. Those fungal growths will hold this army in place so they can't quite kite the Ultralists around all day like you normally would see.
5th base is, the gold was cancelled by a drop. It's too bad. Petraeus does need to expand again. Going up to a greater spire might be a good move, but then we might just see Krass outmaneuver him again unless he can get some stack defense down, and he is, well, he doesn't exactly have a bank to do that.
Hey, quick shout out by the way to Muscle_Veteran, since we got a bit of breathing room. Thanks for subbing to the channel, man. Your support is appreciated, but oh, unappreciated is the surprise Ultralisk attack. Now he's gonna cut back to Widowmines, or try to at least, but Ultralisks, they don't share splash damage the same way other units do. So the Widowmines are this one really hard hit, one concentrated attack of a lot of damage. But as we see, Ultralisks with 500 health, they don't exactly go down quick.
You know, funny, Petraeus had his 3-3 upgrades ahead of Krass's 3-3. It's first for everything. But I like that Krass is still investing into other upgrades. I mean, the Blue Flame Hellion might seem a little funny, but there might be an opportunity where Blue Flame Hellbats would be really useful. I don't know. Surprised you don't see building armor and all that.
Taking out the Broodlings, for example, could be a good use of them. Ultralisks, why? It's just like, we'll let everything else deal with it first.
You know, I take back my compliment to the Blue Flame. I don't mind the +2 vehicle weapons, that's cool and all, but I would definitely prefer building armor ahead of Blue Flame.
I don't know.
Like, auto tracking?
I think it's really going to depend on how the course of this plays out. I mean, if he never has to even worry about defensive fights, and let's be honest, with the Planetary Fortress, you're not really worried about lane run buys. So, not going for building armor, I think, makes a lot of sense. High-sec auto tracking, maybe. It's really nice to see that come out for the turrets, but he's also not had to deal with Mutalisk Krass for a long time.
I will say, I'll bet no Petraeus, because you wouldn't insect them anyways, and say I wouldn't pay you.
You wouldn't pay me.
That he's gonna need building armor before he gets a Hellbat.
Let's see if that's the case or not. Still putting pressure on both sides of the map. Marauders are all over the place, but once again, he picked off the drone. He's completely shut down Petraeus from taking the space on multiple fronts. Realizing the Broodlords are on the way, this is a big deal. 2 starports come down immediately, recognizing that this is the transition, knowing exactly what he has to do. Krass starting to make the moves to get that production down, but he doesn't need to worry about Broodlords if he can't deal with these Ultras.
God, what a minefield. What the...
I know. It's like a whittle minefield. 12 in total. Quite the count.
You know, if Petraeus is going to invest in these Broodlords, he really needs to start investing in the stack defense too. I mentioned before, and we mentioned again, it's going to be so useful as Krass realizes that he has control over his own side of the map. A couple of drops wouldn't be too bad.
Oh, this is cute. I like this. Sets the turns, baiting up the one of my shots. Kind of like using Broodlords. It's kind of like using Smart Mouse.
It's really nice. Only missed 1, but he'll get 8
He'll get 12 Widowmines. Yeah, 8 Widowmines for this. However many it was. A lot.
Yeah, a lot. Again, the gold base is denied. This is becoming...
I'd say problematic. Petraeus is supply block now. I don't know how this keeps happening. There's still a lot of overlords to clean up, I guess, but not even on 200 supply. Weird to say, weird to criticize, but more importantly, that gas income, that you're supposed to usually at this point have, you know, a good 2,000 minerals, 3,000 gas, whatever as a Zerg player, but he's only just now for the first time this game getting a bank. It's been a pretty back and forth up to this point. Lots of trading, lots of damage going down for both players. But I guess one of the big things about Ultras, they're not quite as quick to respond as Lings, so these drops might start picking up again, and they might start having a lot better effect. You'll notice there's not really a lot of Mutalisks either. It's all this slow-moving Infestor, Broodlord, Corruptor, Ultralisk. I mean, I don't know if you can actually keep up with drops if Krass just keeps picking up and boosting away.
Yeah.
Nice snipe
He
on the
won't be
hatchery.
able to. This is like the bank. Any bank at all should be going in a stack defense so that this doesn't happen. If you're gonna go for this, this is what you need.
You can kill like a couple ultras to that too. Hatchery plus some. One Marauder, being a hero, doesn't give an F about banelings. Eats 2 to the face. Triple drops coming towards the main. I don't know if he's going to unload right now, but he does once again knock down the gold.
Nope. Bad timing. Bad timing.
Oh, the fungals.
Such bad timing.
Now he has to unload. That does suck, but if he only thought he could pounce, maybe he'd go somewhere else. Krass still all over the map this game. It's just fantastic to watch.
It really isn't on that big of an army either, and he did not account for the fact that he will use up a lot of the gas either. He has taken most of his gas geysers, just now getting the one in the middle, and to the right will also be necessary. He is spending a lot of gas on Vikings and tanks and Widow Mines.
Petraeus, don't attack yet. We almost have Blue Flame coming out. Before building gets hit, I need to see the Blue Flame.
Well, I did say Hellbat, not Hellion.
You loopholey.
Technicality.
You loopholey son of a mother or daughter of a mother. I just, you.
We'll see if he transforms it, though. So count. And Petraeus, you're right, has still not had any aggression on the other side of the map. I do not like that he gave up all the mutas and was like, I'm okay with that. Mutas, they seem like something you can get away with. Or
they add a lot of control.
Not having. But no, I think you absolutely need them.
Well, I do not like green eggs and ham. I will not eat them, Sam, I am. I will not eat them in a box.
Will he need building armor? Come on, broodlings. Attack that planetary.
At the same time, come on, Hellbats, transform, deal with the broodlings.
Come on,
Hellbats. They're not even attacking. They're like following a Marines. They don't even shoot the freaking broodling.
It's gonna end without seeing either one of our predictions.
Well, regardless of what our predictions are, this is getting pretty down to the wire. He'll catch 3 broodlings. Oh, this is such a nice catch for Krass. Poor Petraeus will lose these critical units, but he's also given away most of his corruptors. He doesn't really have a lot of anti-air. The few that there are chasing down the medevacs, so it's not going to be too hard to shut the broodlords down. But at the same time, you've got this many Vikings in the air to stop broodlords, when really, what are you going to do? Land them versus the Ultralisk? This isn't the Heart of the Swarm cinematic. Nobody cares if your Vikings on the ground. Nice kiting on the Ultra, though. Just looking for more to go through for this. Gets the Infestors, too. Nice focus fire with the Marauders. I always forget the Infestors are armored units. Not very strong for armored units. Just gonna throw that out there.
I think he could come in at 2 different angles and do a pretty good job. I mean, is this really the entire army? It seems so low, I guess, because a lot of it's in Vikings.
Hellions, please. I don't even care at this point. Like, I just want to see it happen. More starports are coming down. We might just have a full-on Sky Turn transition, though. As silly as this might sound, Seeker Missiles... It's weird to watch a Seeker Missile go down. It's easy to outrun it with an Ultralisk. Ultras have enough health they can eat about 3 or 4 without too much problem. But if you've got enough Ravens, you will control the game. So, this starport transition looks kind of crazy. It's really exposed. But if he can get away with it, this will lock Krass into a victory. And this is a qualifying game. I want to stress to you guys, this has been a while. We've been in this match for a long time. No Swarmhouse, no Mac. But this is a qualifying game. Let's not forget about this. So one of these 3 will get through our tournament just through this game alone. I feel bad for Night End and Zanster, too. Let's sit through this. Oh, baby! Yeah!
Oh, my God! So useful.
And before they get bungled, they can't even attack anything because they're stupid melee range.
Oh, he doesn't have any metapacks, does he?
He's been in
drops.
Yeah, it's been in drops that have been given away at this point, so he's only got about 3. That's a good point. At the same time, though, I don't know if he'll need them as much. It is kind of do or die, so you might wonder if it'd be better to have more army value in units that can attack than units that can heal. I don't know, sustainability of medevacs is really high, though, so it's definitely worth having some.
With how much damage he's been doing with all these drops, I'm surprised he gave it up. Maybe realizing that they weren't being cost effective, even though they looked great.
Okay, 2 big things. One, a Hellbat did attack once, so...
Okay, well, you know what? Blue Flame was more worth it than building armor.
Okay, so 2, and this is the actual point worth noting. 5 Ravens at a time. This is fantastic. The problem is it's without corporate reactors, so they can't really do much until they've been sitting around for about a minute.
So would you want blue flame or corporate reactor?
Okay, you can't change your opinion now.
I'm not, but I'm just saying that maybe there are other things you could have gotten.
100% corporate reactor. Yeah, it's such a good upgrade to have. Cutting around this, he does have transfuses going into his own ultra. That one ultra is it's got about 9 lives in it like a cat. These are giant cats.
Aww.
Think about the sounds they make. They actually kind of sound like cats too when you think about it.
You don't?
Yes, they do.
What?
Not when they're attacking, like when you click on them and they get the unit response. I'm just saying.
I don't even remember what an ultra sounds like in the unit response.
Yeah, well, I'm not even going to try to emulate one because it'll be so bad.
It sounds like a cat. Just say it now. Oh, okay.
It's like a cat with a fur ball. You know, he's got a little bit grumpy. No, but okay. Well, we got Ravens coming out. This is plentiful. This is great. This is fantastic. Krass had this gold base earlier with Petraeus. So I don't know who's really going to get better use of it, but Petraeus is taking control of the middle base. And again, for somebody who starved out of this map once today, you kind of got to put a little more emphasis on making sure this base is under your control and not your opponent's.
With how clunky, with how many drops, with just the control Krass has had, I'm so surprised.
Oh!
Petraeus throws so many.
Oh!
Mineral, what?
He's Gumihoing!
Oh. Well, not that hard. He's gonna be fungal and there's corruptors in the way.
Maybe. He's gonna be going for it though. For those who don't know what we're referring to through this, Gumiho actually, for whatever reason, against top quality Zerg players like Life and Rogue and etc., he always finds a way to kill all their overlords, and that's kind of what Krass is doing. It looks silly, and yes, you would absolutely want these on the front lines to deal with the broodlords. There's no arguing that. But if you supply block your opponent, who cares what they remax with? If they've got no overlords, they can't make anything. Petraeus might have like a 9k bank, but it won't matter if he can't build anything. Now, he's losing some of these to spores really unnecessarily, too, because if he would just control them, he wouldn't. But, of course, he's busy dancing in the middle of the map and looking for these bases, looking for this harass, using the auto turns to advance his line. Krass is the player. We constantly reference Krass in casts about doing this. To beat back Locust Waves, he counters them with turrets and mild tanks. I love this move. This advances his tank line forward. It gives him the freedom to leapfrog in, takes out that middle base, still has to fight on the right, kills a lot of changelings, but still, that auto turret wall is just so cool to see.
Yeah.
More Ravens coming out, though.
Okay, so the scariest thing right now is that Petraeus has a humongous bank, and tech swaps are the worst. But the Raven army is usually considered as the most perfect army that you can get. It's not heavily upgraded, though, so I think we're going to have to take that into account.
Well, I mean, the
Ravens don't matter for the upgrade.
Right,
So the Viking support and the tank support.
Point defense drone is better than any level of armor upgrade.
He's going into mech, he's getting tanks and Thors.
Yeah. It's weird to see a transition back this way, you're right. Like, that might actually come into effect. Gotta get that refinery back down, so important, so important. Again, Petraeus, though, with a huge bank behind this.
You know, I'm surprised, oh no, I guess he's got queens in there. Yeah, it's like all those larva queens.
Still advancing the line. It's slow but steady. The Ultras get caught up in this too, which is the worst part. A couple of Infestarians underneath the Ravens, they might go down, but that's a lot of fungals and a lot of energy used to kill off about 3 Ravens. In fact, only gets 1 Raven.
Where are the Vipers? I know he made one, and it didn't die.
It was with the Overlords earlier. So he gets with the army now?
Yep, there it is. I see you.
So Autoturrets don't really do a lot of damage, guys, but they're immune to fungal growth, as we can see. They block out the Ultralisks. I mean, there's a lot of benefits to auto turrets that we just never see any other Terran player take advantage of. But Krass, for the longest time, has always been the guy I reference when it comes to auto turret usage.
Here's what you should do. Make a Nidus. Okay.
Okay, Rifkin. Why?
Yeah. Because no one does that, and it would be just so cool to see.
Like, that's the reason, because no one does it. Not like, oh, it's good to compromise the production and get into your opponent's weak spots and the Achilles heel and blah, blah, blah.
I am 99% sure that is what you say when it comes to this point.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's like...
I was definitely mimicking Rifkin.
Because it would be super cool!
Yeah.
But you see, that's the thing. No. You're not Rifkin, you're Zombie Grub. You're supposed to have reason behind what you say.
No, not if I'm mimicking Rifkin. But anyways, it would be nice to see...
Wow!
What?
You're just really mean.
That wasn't mean.
I think it was really mean and my feelings are hurt.
If that is so, I'm really sorry. I just wanted you to get really hyped about Nidus Worms, and then I just listened to you talk about Nidus.
Like, how can I get Rifkin to talk for 30 seconds so I can just kind of sit back? Oh, I'll drop a Nidus Worm reference.
No, but seriously, even just like 50 ling, like, I guess he doesn't have the supply for 50 lings, but, you know, something else like that happened, running past the army in production would be an okay move. Really, I was going to suggest going over to the right side and killing that base, which he did while we were making fun of Nidus's, and I was going over to the left. So his army isn't very fast, but neither is Krass's anymore.
Well, what's really cool about this I gotta say this game more specifically than anything else is we're actually seeing Van Eyck play out like.
No! Oh, okay, the tanks were covering the Ravens. Those fungals were almost there. You could see Petraeus is like lit in his eye.
He's licking his lips, you know, it's like, those are wishful thinking super missiles. But I was gonna say, what I really like about it is like we're seeing the extent Van Eyck can go. This is a situation that didn't start off with mech. It didn't be this 1 hour long Swarmos boring game.
What's this saying? It's like 10 auto turrets for an overlord? Whatever.
And whatever else comes. Actually, I think a lot of them have been down for. Nope, you're right. 10 auto turrets for an overlord. No good reason. But anyways, like this is one of the few instances you'll make me go like, hey, this could be a cool map. For not the Terran, but this could still be a cool map. Liking the way this is playing out. The reason, okay, so I brought up the auto turret thing twice now. I'm gonna bring it up one more time, and we'll maybe talk about it more depending how this goes. Well, actually, we got the Ultras bust on the left side. There's no support over there. Secret missiles coming down to plenty on top of the Queens, but the transfuses from Petraeus were so quick. Did you see that? He's gonna lose them out down to the tank fire, but that was fantastic. Secret missiles going down. Everything click. Overseers. Oh god. Oh my god.
Oh, that was. Well, this was fire block.
Okay, so it was two more things about the auto turrets real quick. One, you're right. Building armor would have been better because it complements the auto turrets. So this is a situation where you were right, but more importantly, the self-sustainability of this. I've seen Krass play out 3 games in StarCraft 2 in my casting career where he's played mined-out scenarios, like completely mined-out game versus completely mined-out game, swarm hosts or not. And Ravens with auto turrets are how he always seems to win it. Whether it's sneaking a couple across the map and dropping within your opponent's main, natural, whatever, or whether it's doing what he's doing here and leapfrogging across the map with them. They don't have tremendous damage. They don't have crazy health, but they're free.
This is a game that looked like it was in control for Krass for a very long time, and he might still win.
I still think it is,
because Ravens.
Yeah.
But the bank is amazing for Petraeus.
But Petraeus is mined out. Like, that's the thing. Like, his bank is all he's going to have for the rest of the game.
Why he's investing in a swarm host? He's like, I need free units.
Oh, this is so cool. I don't know how much better this goes for Krass as far as trying to win.
Is that on purpose?
I think he was like, I'm gonna just long distance mine of the only mineral patches I know about. Oh right, there's a chance you may have taken that base back. I thought maybe he was trying to free up supply, but building sport cars now instead with the drones. But more Vipers on the way. This is a good choice. Abducts are something that have been lacking so far, but it's normally the same way infestors are zoned out by siege tanks. Vipers are gonna be zoned out by the auto turrets. Well, this will be a nuisance. I didn't realize he had invested back into Banshees. No cloak on this, but of course they can shoot down. So that's cool.
I noticed the one, and if he had gone for any more, maybe I would have mentioned it, but only one.
I would like to see more though, with the amount of Ultralisks and Banshees, Infestors that are out. Like you could, with cloaks, certainly pick off 1 or 2. Keep in mind, all the Overseers I believe died, right, from that wicked attack.
He remade them fairly quickly.
Well, auto turrets and everything kind of here on the left side. We do have Vikings diving forward to pick off the Broodlords, realizing they are exposed. Fungal growth dodged, nicely done. A Raven's abducted into nothing though. That's awkward. Takes out the Viper fort, so tech unit for tech unit.
Yeah, but you also got the base. Now there are a lot more command centers left over, so it doesn't quite sting yet.
Oh, okay. We're taking a quick breather to shout out for Haley. 4 months in a row, subbing to the channel. Nice combo. Welcome back. I'm loving these link run-bys, though. They're not really accomplishing a lot, but you know, Petraeus has got a lot of money to spare. Why not? Every little bit that counts is better than a Locust that gets beaten back.
With these upgrades, how many shots does it take a Marauder to kill a Ling?
Too many? I don't know. Marauders are garbage.
Seems like 5. That was amazing.
Like, it's annoying too because you look at a unit like a Stalker, right? Stalkers are pretty universally good against everything, whether they're armored or not. But Marauders, if they're not shooting something that are armored, they're garbage.
Yes, that is true.
Right,
the last of the bio units, I guess Krass is thinking maybe bio units is what I'm missing, so he goes back into a little bit of production.
I'm a little worried for him though. He doesn't have a lot of money left, and he can't establish this gold in the middle or on the right side. And he's still losing units at these Lings. Like seriously, Lings. Why are you so good? Getting a little bit fed up, starting to push. Siege Saints trying to go through the Locust waves is gonna be really hard to pull off. Let's not forget the auto turret line and the Spore Crawler line kind of are where the two lines meets. But over here to the right, we got a lot of Petraeus' army. Swarmhost with Rally North looks like he is going to try and take his opponent's gold. There's not a lot to take, but everything counts because it's not about Petraeus needing money so much as keeping Krass from getting any more.
Did he just? Is he Raven? Oh my God!
He Secret Missile to a Raven. That's so cool, but he quickly segments it back in. I almost didn't catch that. That was a really nice, really cute move. I like that. If that had gone off, that could have been devastating. If he dives to neural like 3 Ravens, well, there's not a lot of energy actually, so I wouldn't do it right now. But yeah, if he's all at full energy and he only neural 3 Ravens, Terran players are so, I think you'll get caught off guard with more of a what the than a quick reaction to I need to split immediately and make sure I don't take damage.
Krass, I think, was really hoping that he would be able to push this so much that he would get this gold base. So pushing back kind of hurts.
Curious Spirit actually on the high ground is what's doing a great job denying this too, whether he realizes it or not. But Cloak of the Banshees is going to be coming out.
Laser party.
I know, right? Sadly runs out of juice despite the auto turrets being down. Locust Wave is going to be beaten back. Can he deal with the ultras though? Yo, there's the blinding clouds. There's the fungal growth. Petraeus could do it right here, guys. Maybe. He's got some infested Terrans coming down. He needs another fungal to lock this down. Secret Missiles still flying on top of the Broodlords. Not a lot of damage, actually. But he's lost his ground force. His supply count has plummeted by half, down to 93 supply and nothing left at this point. I think Krass is going to lose. I think Petraeus may have just done this in the, what is like only called like a photo finish. That attack was fantastic. God, one more fungal growth.
Krass just started to lose out when he went into Mech and Ravens. His drops, okay, he never had a big bank, so it's really hard to say that his drops were worthwhile. Apparently they weren't. So it just seemed like he was in such control, and then he lost it.
Yeah, it's kind of like when we see players go ultralisk, and we always talk